Everybody's in the play, and don't you know it's a beautiful new day. Hey, running down the avenue, see how the sun shines brightly in the city. On the streets there once was pity, Mr. Blue Sky is living in today. Hey, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong?
We are the lads from Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's the team, down at St Andrews. We are all supporters of our team. We chanted Super Blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy.
Welcome to Monday Night's Tilton Talk Show, as sponsored by the Yellow Group. Loads on the agenda tonight, which is good, really. It's good to have loads on the agenda tonight. Right, okay, we've dropped 2 points against Rotherham. They, of course, had a new manager to impress, so maybe that was a factor. Tonight we'll announce our competition winner. That's a watch, a scarf and a hat, all up for grabs. Mr. Pugh has been working on his rant all week. We will find out shortly what's been great in the voice of all reason for the last 7 days. The atmosphere debate at Blues Collective heading up a campaign to get Block 39 open to supporters who want to create an atmosphere close to the away supporters. We'll give you a little update on the show as to where we are with it all, and the Valentine's Day massacre lived up to its wonderful expectations as Liverpool clinically rip apart the worst team the Premier League has ever witnessed. Beautiful stuff. Keep an eye on your phones tonight, as we don't want accidental photographs being sent out on social networks of your cars. Bolton up next on the 23rd with Pies and Pints in the Great Bulmy giveaway. So no game this week, maybe a good thing, as that will give the gaffer time to prepare some of his new additions. That's one we surely must win to keep in contention. OK, let's get the show on the road, because it's just another interesting week in the life of a Blue Nose. Well, the big debate of the week, of course, is Block 39. It's open to a few, but not open to anybody else who wants to purchase tickets there. There's been a lot of talk on social media and, of course, in an affiliate members group on Facebook Messenger all week about the block. And these guys just want to go in there and create a bit of atmosphere. That's why we're playing Atmosphere tonight by Russ Abbott. And they want to get some singing going closer to the away supporters. It seems, or thought is that it seems, that the club does not want this to happen. So, where are we with it, Chris? Where are we with it?
Where are we at the moment with it? So just 5 years out, so it's really...
Leave him on.
I'll tell you what, let's a bit of Ross.
Let it go, whoa, let it show. What an atmosphere. I love a party with a happy atmosphere. So let me take you there, and you and I'll be dancing in the cool night air. Oh, 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 what an atmosphere. I love a party with a happy atmosphere.
Well, your name is Russ.
Good old Russ Abbott. That's a few years old, that one, isn't it? I remember playing that one back in the day. So I've not played it for a while, Chris, now. Thankfully. Right, OK, so the Block 39 debate then, Chris. Give us what you know.
Well, there isn't actually much of an update, but the one we have got is that we need to wait for Colin Tilton, who provide a response. Apparently, he's currently liaising with the ticketing team, the safety team, and the West Midlands Police, so to actually establish the facts about the current situation and clarify the club's position. And the club have ensured us that as soon as they get anything, they'll send it out to us.
Okay, cool. Wonderful. So that's kind of the club's stance at the moment. Now, been an awful lot of talk going on Facebook and Messenger and the likes. Right. Mr. Pugh.
Evening.
How are you?
Evening.
Not too bad, thanks. Yeah.
Good. We're waiting for your rant. We'll wait a little bit longer for it. But, we have been waiting a week, so it better be a good one.
Changed a few times.
So your take on Block 39 in the situation is we've all read all the goings on.
Whatsoever.
He may not, but I'll ask him if he has.
But he has.
It would be unlike me to not have any views. Having worked in that section quite a lot over the past year, it does seem that the only people that do buy tickets up there are there for antagonistic reasons. They're there. It might seem as though they're trying to generate an atmosphere, as R. Russ was mentioning, but I'm not sure. I put it working for the club.
Yeah.
I can understand why the club may not be that interested in having a section for fans there. I don't think they'd have a problem with it most other parts of the ground, but there, it is an issue because there is a tiny gap really between the fans and it is easy to throw things if that was people's persuasion.
So you think that it's mainly antagonistic?
Yes.
The reason why?
Yes.
The Block 39 people are there.
I don't have an issue, obviously,
You don't think it's
with
banter?
a section for a singing section, or an atmospheric section where the fans will all group together there and sing along. Like Crystal Palace is quite a popular example at the moment. But the Palace section is in the section behind the goal on the opposite end to the away fans. I worry.
George Blue's agreeing with you 100% there, and it could kick off after as well. He said.
Yeah, I worry about it being there in Block 39 myself. I mean, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bracketing everybody who buys a ticket in Block 39 as a troublemaker. My issue is it happened. 3,000 Sheffield Wednesday fans. If that section was full of Blues fans,
it starts to warm up, doesn't it?
It's an unnecessary problem for the club. From their point of view.
I've seen this comment today, but you do get grounds where there's barely a strip.
Well, look at Derby.
Of
when we went to Derby,
between fans.
Yeah,
so you don't get any trouble there. So, or is it just that we are bracketed with that?
I think there could be that. I think
we are definitely.
Our past, our history does cause problems, and I think West Midlands Police would raise an eyebrow at Birmingham City fan atmosphere group, banter group, whatever you want to call it, being in that section. I think they would. I don't think it. Where's the West Midlands Police box? At Blues, it's there. It's above Block 39.
Didn't it?
I think it did, but it's it's above Block 39 now. And I don't think there's any coincidence why they're there, why they're situated there. Villa games in the past, chairs coming over. It's happened.
It's happened, and they both rhyme.
Exactly.
We have had a full ground on numerous occasions where there hasn't been anything.
There was a full ground for the West Brom Cup game, and I don't remember there being that much trouble there. But that's one game. If there were how many games are there? 23 plus a couple. If there are 25 home games a season,
Yeah.
1 out of 20. All it needs is 1 out of 25 to kick off, and we're in the news for the wrong reasons again.
Yeah, George Blues made a very good point. I think this could be costs involved with extra police that the club can't
Could
afford.
be.
And it will. There's no doubt that there will be
factor.
extra police, because at the moment it's pretty dead over there.
Yeah.
Bar half a dozen to a dozen rowdy Blues fans at the top singing.
Yeah.
ELO says, would it not be similar to when we went to Derby? No, it wouldn't, because there was 30,000 there.
Yeah.
And we're not getting those kind of crowds, are we?
And that's another point as well. The fact that we're not selling out. If there were a large contingent to move to that corner, that means there's going to be gaps everywhere else then. And I'll be honest, it doesn't look great. The Palace thing is good because that hole stands full, and the whole, and it makes for a decent atmosphere. I think people talk about Borussia Dortmund and everything, the yellow wall, and that stand is always full. If you had block 39 and the lower block full, and then the rest of it is sparsely populated, I don't think it generates that same effect.
Capo's saying that it's ridiculous that this is even a discussion. I would love to go back to block 39 and start an atmosphere with flags, banners, a drum, etc., but can't because the club don't take any notice of fans who want to create an atmosphere. The club are at least in discussions with each other and West Midlands Police and the ticketing people. So that's a little bit kind of unfair, I think, to say that the club aren't taking any notice. The club have sat up, listened, If the club knew that the ground would be sold out every week, I bet every club would love a positive media aspect where there's a section where there's an atmosphere being 10,000 extra supporters on the gate would pay for the stewards.
Exactly, of course it would, and the policing. But when you've got games, I mean the Bolton game, they're desperately trying to get people in with the pie and pint voucher. The whole game they had to move for Sky, so they've desperately tried to get people in by making it a tenner and a kids for a quid.
Yep.
I bet they'll still be both under 20,000, the attendance is. So, I don't agree that the club don't want an atmosphere group.
Yeah.
I just think it looks silly if everybody's in that corner and the rest of the ground is sparsely populated. It looks silly, and the only reason they're there.
Well, Chris
point
from Birmingham City Fan Talk has just written on Facebook that he's close to not listening to this, and the guy that used to work there is an idiot. Well, that's entirely your opinion, Chris. You're very welcome to it. But what we're doing is open it up for discussion, and I don't think that any comment like that written on an affiliate group or any other group has any meaning or sense whatsoever. So keep them comments to yourself, soldier. Thank you. That's my rant of the day.
There you go.
It is, as we are at the moment, between 14 and yes, we've hit the 20,000, between 14 and 20,000, then, 30,000, yes, that extra revenue is coming into the club. Yes, then there's that, you've sold those seats then, so yes, you'd have to police it.
Yeah.
But at the moment, would it
and
be,
if
would
the
it
ground
be worth
is full,
policing?
naturally, you're going to have a better atmosphere than if it's half full. So the need for an atmosphere group might decrease a little bit.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when there's 15,000 people, 15,000 attendants, and they're dotted around the whole ground, it is difficult to raise an atmosphere because there's empty seats everywhere, and it isn't going to sound as good as you joke about it. 3,500 Blues fans away at Derby, or however many it was. Is good, but we're all there together in the corner.
Absolutely.
The Tilton, when there's little gaps everywhere,
day, isn't it?
It evens everything out, and it's more difficult to make a noise and create an atmosphere.
Well, at the end of the day, the club are going to make a decision. That's probably going to be tomorrow, judging by the correspondences coming to and fro. And so when that decision's made, I think everybody's got to be adult about it. Stand up and just say, we just have to accept that. I don't think there's any great point and any great need in sort of like continuing this. As Capo says, he doesn't think it was fair. This debate was 3 years ago. When some of the Forza Blues in court, including Smithy, and got told they couldn't buy season tickets there, and their exact words were, "How dare you try and buy a season ticket there you're not allowed. This wasn't a statement put on the website that was due to a personal opinion from someone working down the blues. Why can't fans just sit where they want and sing? They can,
They
but
can.
they can't sit in block
They
39
can, but
because it's restricted due to safety reasons.
you know,
That's my
I
opinion.
suppose it's going to boil down to the fact that, you know, whatever we say, whatever we do, right, people are going to hate this comment, but the club is not ours.
It's not.
We
It's
are.
not.
We are.
damn it, yeah, that was
We're
part of
clients.
my-
Was
part-
it? Sorry,
that
sorry,
was part
sorry.
of my
Sorry.
second
We're
rant,
on, we're on.
that one.
We'll be arguing in a minute.
However much we want to say, you know, we're all one big happy family.
Well, we're obviously not, judging by some of the comments that
Yeah.
come through to the affiliate.
No, you know, we're not. You know, we're clients.
Huh?
We're clients.
Absolute
We're customers.
customers.
We're customers, yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't own the club. The club
And,
owns the club.
When you go to Tesco's, I went to Tesco's today, actually. Do you know that? I went to Tesco's today, Chris.
Other supermarkets
And
are available.
Other good
Yeah.
supermarkets as well. Very
And
good
some
quality
rubbish
stuff.
ones as
Yes,
well,
absolutely,
yeah.
of course, yeah. And you know, there was an area which they've got like no public access to because it was their shop. And I think that's kind of what the club are going to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Of course. Yeah.
I can't see them personally.
But
right?
the club
I might
are
get shot down
restricted
for
as
this,
well. We've
and I might-
mentioned
but
West
I-
Midlands
But I might be
Police.
wrong.
Yes.
But I might be wrong. But I can't see the club opening Block 39 to allow an atmosphere group in with the level of support that we've got
Not with the
as it
attendances
is,
we get at the moment.
No,
because
no.
of the extra cost
And,
because of the safety.
in my personal opinion, I think that's fair. I think it's fair. I think, you know, you look on TV of all the empty seats on the lower half. If everybody moved up into Block 39, there's a good chance that you'll have gaps at the top half as well. So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it starts to look. It does start to look really silly there. And like I say, with my experience of being up there at times, there are, you know, the last home game, I think there was a stag do with some Irish lads up there, about half a dozen Irish lads, and they were there making a noise, and it sounded good, but you know, with the gaps everywhere around the stadium, you're not going to get an atmosphere like you're dreaming of. I think it is a pipe dream.
Don't get me wrong, I am dreaming of a great atmosphere back at the
So
Blues
I'd
again.
love
Of course
it.
we all
I'd
are.
love it.
Of course we all are.
And then we would have a fantastic,
Yes.
you know, singing section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Present. But it would probably still be at the back of the Tilton.
Yeah. Why can't we just get the Tilton to sing?
Because there aren't enough people in it, Chris. When we go
But
to an
there's a
away
load of
day,
people
when we
in the
sell out an
Tilton.
away day, we're all there, we're all stood up, we're all, you know what I mean?
Where's the
and
clappers,
it's there,
man?
that's what you're there for, isn't
Clappers
it?
and
But,
flags and horns. And
SKC says if it's safety reasons, why don't they stop us sitting in GM? Well, if they don't, so why don't you create your atmosphere group there if that's you know, going to be more. But
I think
apathy,
you can sit- you
look,
can
Chris,
sit where you like,
the
can't
club
you?
has been
Box 39.
surrounded by apathy, but certainly for the past 3 or 4 years. Whilst you know we've been, you know, since we, you know, shall I use the word got relegated? Since we got
Well, that's
relegated from the Premier
realistic,
League,
yeah.
realistically what happened, yeah. And since we got relegated from the Premier League, obviously, you know, there's been a lot of apathy around the club. There's, you know, supporters have drifted off this that, and the other. I don't know. I remember the Ipswich game when we played them in the cup semi-final. I was in the GM then, or was it the?
I
Olympic
was
stand?
in
The most amazing
Olympic stand,
atmosphere I
Yes, I was
have
in the Olympic
ever,
stand as
ever,
well,
yeah.
ever,
Above
ever
the away
experienced.
fans.
Yeah.
I took a profoundly deaf guy to that game, and he said he heard something for the first time in his life. It was whistling in his ear, but with the whistling towards the end of that game was absolutely untrue.
and the Europa game as well.
I celebrated
Yeah.
the goal because I thought it was a golden goal. I thought we'd already got through to the cup final and the goal was scored. But hey, that's another story.
Blue Hobber.
All right, Blue Harbor. Personally, I think it's important to fill the ground first, and the atmosphere would follow.
I think
What an
I agree,
absolutely,
yeah.
completely and utterly sensible statement.
Yeah, I agree with that
Stop
completely. Yeah.
talking sense.
If
We
you've
don't
got a
have
full,
sense on
if
this
you've got
show.
a full ground,
Yeah.
then naturally you're going to have a better atmosphere than if it's
Yeah.
16,000.
Yeah. It's strange when people start agreeing with you. You know, I get worried.
Agreeing with me?
Well, you know, yeah. But basically on your
I'm
side.
not used to
it.
Capo says he sits in block 13 with about 10 mates and sing and shout, and it's great. Most of the time people join in, but other times they don't. People in the Tilton try, and it's wrong that we are not allowed flags on sticks, drums, banners, etc., which I personally would feel would help. Flags on sticks I don't have a problem with personally.
You don't.
Why haven't we got
but
flags
here
on sticks?
but here is the crux of it. We are not in 1970 anymore. football is not the same as it was
isn't, no.
50 years ago, 40 years ago, where fans went to enjoy themselves. Football is an entertainment. People fairly, for me, if they pay their £20, £25 to get in for a ticket, for a seat at a game, they are entitled to sit there, say nothing, watch the game, and how they want. And Capo has every right to sing and shout. Of course he does. But if he's starting bringing flags and banners and sticks, and the people behind him can't see, and they've paid £25 for a ticket, technically, they have paid to watch 90 minutes of football as an entertainment sport.
Yeah, I suppose if that would have happened like 30 years ago, when you'd only pay
everybody
like
just moves on.
We had no seats
ticket,
then. We had no seats then.
Exactly, everybody joins in with
Which
it.
is where the supporters have
But
changed.
modern day supporters have changed.
They've changed. Yeah. We're
They're
all
not- they're not
experts
there-
now.
they're not there.
Yeah. They're not there to support.
Half the supporters aren't there to have a song and dance and try and make an atmosphere. They're there to watch 90 minutes of football.
Capo says I'm on the back row with a big smile.
Yeah.
Good lad. Well, nice one, Capo.
Fair point.
Well said,
Yeah.
soldier. So yeah, maybe you could bring flags onto the back row then. That would be acceptable, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't see why they couldn't have banners along the boards at the top. Yeah,
Yeah, advertising. That's the you'd hide the adverts, wouldn't you?
probably.
Just sing.
It's exactly. Make it an away day every home game.
What's wrong with singing? What's wrong with singing? Why have you?
Blue Arbor says if demand was there, then we'll probably let you buy season tickets in all areas of the ground, bar in the away end. Of course they would. Absolutely they would. But it's not. And that like we said earlier, the additional cost of policing and steward in that area, would be too
The
much to
attendance we get, I don't think we could afford it to have season tickets in Block 39.
Well, interesting debate. This one's obviously going to rumble on for a while.
It's rumbled on for 3 years. So that's when they started trying to get it.
Very much.
Has it been that long?
It certainly has, Chris.
Has it?
Yeah. Of course, it was originally started off with the 4.
So they wanted to get in the Gilmoe lower, didn't they?
But then,
and then one of the lower end Tilton, I think there.
If Chris is listening, can he just add us on Skype? It's SRB Radio, and we'll have a chat with him.
that's Chris Mitchell.
Chris Mitchell, yeah.
You're very welcome to come and have a chat, Chris.
Just can't find. He's not in my list at all. I thought he was, but he's not. So
read that out again, Chris, if you would.
if you can add us on Skype, SRB Radio. That's easy enough to. All one word.
Either that or just private message you his telephone number,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we can do a phone call.
We'll do a phone call, yeah.
Okay.
We'll call you, Chris, and you can put your point of view over.
ELO says, Mr. Brown, the problem with singing is your voice.
Spot on.
He's absolutely right.
Spot on.
There's a lot of right comments going on tonight.
I don't remember Dennis Bohemia having a song released in iTunes.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Dennis Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, we could have had that one, perhaps.
Come and join us in Block 13.
Oh, there you go, SKC. There's an invite for you.
There you go.
So Capo's quite happy to sit in Block 13 and create an atmosphere group in Block
Police
13.
won't stop you.
The police won't stop you. You can wave your flag at the back, perhaps.
You might have to sing a bit louder to the away fans, but there you go. There's an incentive there to sing louder.
Yeah.
It's not a crime to sing, George. Absolutely not. But it is a crime for Mr. Brown to sing.
It should be.
It should be ruled out. Outlawed, absolutely, completely and utterly. Right, Rotherham, the weekend. Okay, 2 points drop by the look of that one then.
Yes, on the face of it, yes.
However, new
however, when you look at the other results that happened, Derby lost at home to MK Dons, Ipswich lost away to Bristol City. So in relation to the playoff place, I would say a point gained. We're actually at 1 point close,
off, yes,
one place closer to the playoffs. Ipswich struggled away at Bristol City. This is, the point about the championship. You say it's 2 points lost, 2 points dropped.
I meant, yeah.
But it's going to happen every week. Not everybody. The top 8 teams are not going to win every game from now until the end of the season. It is that. This is what the championship is all about.
Is the top
you pick
six
up
still the top 6 you think that's going to end up there at the end of the year? Because Derby had fallen like a brick.
They are falling like a brick, and every year they've done, for the last 3 years they've done it, and I keep thinking they can't do it again. but they are doing it again. It is happening to them, and psychologically they must be really nervous now.
They must be quite.
Their
down as
fans.
well. Sack the manager.
When you've got a home game against Milton Keynes Dons, with all due respect to MK Dons, I've just mentioned the fact that anything can happen in the Championship, but at home to MK Dons,
you're going to expect.
You've got to expect 3 points if you're Derby.
Is this,
and then
true, this true, Chris? You put a message up on Facebook saying that you'll give up football if we don't beat Rotherham.
No.
Okay.
If we lost to
You've
Rotherham,
you've been most...
as if we lost to Rotherham.
Right, okay. You've been misquoted.
Back myself out of that. But Derby's mental state now, especially playing at home in front of a full house every week, when their fans are just going to get more and more nervous every minute they don't score against teams at the moment. That's what happened on Saturday. They're looking like the ones, if anybody, who are going to drop out at the moment.
But we did actually have quite genuinely a real good opportunity to pick up 9 points out of the next 3 games. That Rotherham, Bolton, and Hull.
Yeah.
Hull's
Hull game being at home, a tricky game.
It's going to be a tricky game, I know, with Brucey and that. But if we could have done the 2, then you're on a high for the 3rd one.
Yes, but then if we do beat Bolton and Hull, you'd have said, well, if we'd have beaten Rotherham and Bolton and drawn to Hull,
don't you love football?
That's I think that's the magic with the Championship, is that even though you're a little bit disappointed that you haven't beaten Rotherham, you have to turn around and say we're a point more on, we're a point closer. We've picked up a point that Ipswich and Derby didn't this weekend. Yes, Sheffield Wednesday are flying. I mean, they're an outside shout for the automatics. They are at the moment for me, the way they're playing.
Well, George Bruce said Sheffield Wednesday could go auto at the rate they're going.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a really good shout, because they are absolutely flying at the moment.
Yeah. And they're a big club. They should be, shouldn't they?
Absolutely. They've spent an awful lot. Look at the top 8, which we're currently in. Every one of those teams has spent an absolute avalanche of money compared to us. Yeah. So we really are the underdogs of that top 8.
And I've got to admit, they have got some law supporters there, haven't they? They've always been pretty consistent, haven't they?
Sheffield Wednesday. They're a huge club. Look at Hillsborough, mid-30s attendance. About the same as White Hart Lane at the moment. The capability for Sheffield Wednesday is massive if they were to go up.
SRBRadio.com.
Right, okay, we're going to move along then, Chris and Chris, and we're going to introduce you to your rant right now, my friend.
We've got enough time.
Yes, we've got a good.
Are we going to give?
Minutes, a good 8 minutes. A good 8 minutes.
Okay.
Here you go,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second ever Tilton Talk Show. Chris Pugh rant. It's all yours.
So it could have been a number of things this week.
Yeah.
But after getting home last night, I sat down to watch Match of the Day 2. That sealed it
What,
for
the comedy
me.
show?
Yeah, right. Match of the Day 2 on BBC television, broadcast live to everyone with terrestrial TV. They've got 2 experts on the panel.
Absolute experts.
Tim Sherwood and Danny Murphy, of whom there are 12 England caps between the 2 of them.
Yeah.
Right? These are the all-knowing experts that people who might like football, might know a bit about it, are relying on to give them their expert view on a football match. The first game was Arsenal-Leicester. Now, I don't want to come across completely anti-Leicester, even though I slightly am. But now I've got a few points on some of the things they said in their review of the Arsenal-Leicester game. First of all, Leicester's penalty. Jamie Vardy beats his man and leaves his leg in. There's no doubt he's left his leg there to go over Monreal, right? In my opinion, that's a penalty. If Monreal's been done, that's a penalty. Tim Sherwood, on live television on the BBC, has advocated diving. To the nation, he's said, if I'm the manager there, I'm telling my player to go down. This is a bright young English manager, apparently.
I wouldn't call him bright.
Well, he's on Match of the Day 2. He's managed 2 Premier League clubs now, one of which could turn around and win the league this year, of which I'm sure he'll blow his own trumpet and say that was partially down to him. But we've got him sitting there saying, go down. If that was Cristiano Ronaldo or Luis Suarez, there'd be dirty cheats,
Yeah.
dirty foreign cheats,
Yeah.
bringing cheating back into into our precious English game. I think it's unbelievable hypocrisy that just because it's an Englishman, he's saying, "You're more than welcome to go down." If it was anyone else, they'd be screaming blue murder. Also on Tim Sherwood, when he was talking about Olivier Giroud, applauding Arsenal for just lumping it long to Giroud in the box, just going completely direct, trying to aim for him. Another good old example of the English culture. This is a manager who could be teaching young kids from an early age, and he's there advocating diving and just lumping it long to the big man up front. No wonder we haven't won a World Cup since 1966.
And we're not likely to.
However, then we get on to Danny Murphy, who, when I've heard him speak before, he seemed alright to me.
So Danny Murphy was speaking on what game?
Danny Murphy also speaking on the Arsenal-Leicester game.
Cool.
He made a couple of comments on the refereeing performance. Danny Simpson's red card, 2 definite bookings. The first one, foul on Sanchez, who he had been kicking all game. He had been at Sanchez for the whole of the first half.
Didn't watch the game.
Probably lucky to not get a booking in the first half for his constant fouling, and then in the second half he goes in quite hard. Sanchez asks the referee to book him. If I'd been kicked from pillar to post for 50 minutes non-stop, I think I'd be asking the referee to do something about it as well. Danny Murphy doesn't like that. Doesn't like players waving imaginary cards. However, Tim Sherwood's more than happy for Jamie Vardy to go diving all over the place. Hypocrisy. Don't like foreign players waving yellow cards. Perfectly happy for English players to go diving to win penalties. So there's Danny Simpson's first yellow card. The second yellow card, a deliberate pullback on Giroud. Definite yellow card. Stupid to do it within 5 minutes of his first yellow card. But Danny Murphy's that, I don't want to see yellow cards for every foul.
Right.
Honestly, it's just, I'm shaking my head in disbelief watching it.
I can see the smoke coming out of his ears.
He's playing, him and Sherwood have been playing, 15, 20 years ago at the top flight. They haven't played for a long time in the Premier League. Rules have changed. Football's changed completely. And to top it all off, Danny Murphy's comment on Danny Drinkwater's tackle on Aaron Ramsey. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I did see it, yeah.
I've got a screenshot here. Obviously, it's not good for radio, but I can show you two. I don't know if you'd be able to put it on the shout box. Okay, There's a still image of Danny Drinkwater's tackle on Aaron Ramsey. It is an absolute horror. It is. It really is a terrible tackle. For someone who's had their leg broken a few years ago at Stoke, Aaron Ramsey, and he was out for a year and a half. Danny Murphy, he used to tackle. I used to tackle like that all the time to protect myself. Well, it might have been good for you 15, 20 years ago, Danny Murphy, but the game's changed now. Players are so much quicker. They move so much more. Even silly things like the turf. Does get caught in the turf a lot more nowadays. If Ramsey's foot would have been planted on the floor, that's his leg gone again. That's another year and a half out for Aaron Ramsey. But no red card. He's not like that, Danny Drinkwater. I haven't seen him. It's just unbelievable hypocrisy from two people who a lot of people watching that will be actually listening to and saying, "Oh yeah, he might have a point there." And we wonder why English,
especially young kids now.
Exactly. Young kids could be watching that thinking, Danny Murphy says it's all right to go in flying in trying to break people's legs like that. I might do that. If he did it and Danny Drinkwater can do it, then I think I'm all right with it as well.
Well, there you go. Good stuff.
Vasilevsky's foul for the free kick, 2 hands shoved in the face, no mention of that whatsoever. N'Golo Kante's handball within 5 minutes, no mention of that whatsoever.
You done that?
It was a Leicester. It was another Leicester loving, but it wasn't the Leicester loving that did me. It was just the. I'm worried for football fans, for young football fans, like you say, that they're watching that, listening to people like Danny Murphy and Tim Sherwood, who are talking absolute drivel.
Have we got time for anything else?
And that wasn't even mentioning Tim Sherwood's comments on B6. How he was trying to claim that he was the saviour and that they were fully committed when he was manager and they're not now. So it was basically a plea for, I shouldn't have been sacked. Please, somebody give me a job so I don't have to sit here and talk rubbish with Danny Murphy.
Our sponsors just said, can we give you a slap?
Well, there you go. That's the rant of the week. Thanks for that, Mr. Pugh. Wonderful, wonderful. We've got 7 days now before the next one comes up. I'm sure, there'll be events.
I'll find something.
I'm sure, yeah.
And something, that'll catch the old mind for next week.
SRBRadio.com.
Right, after the half-time break, we're going to be playing What's in the Box. You're going to have your 45 minutes to guess what's in this week's box. It's been put together by myself, so that might be a clue, it might not be a clue.
I'll take a picture in a bit and put it on the
Yes, you may. Yes,
will
it's
do,
there.
yeah,
The box
yeah.
is there.
Also, we've got a competition winner who
Yes, we
wins
have.
an absolute massive prize.
Super prize.
Super
We shall
prize.
announce that after the half-time break. We'll also be looking at our wonderful Super 6 Message penalty. A quick one on that one after the break too, and then them, of course, in the comedy show from across the expressway. All coming up in the second half. Stay with us.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's a team down at St Andrews. We are all supporters of our team. We chant at Super Blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's hear you in the pub, singing our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the pointed roll when we sing together. We're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end.
Yeah, trapped there by Viola Beach in the interval. Obviously, rest in peace to those young guys who got killed out there in Sweden.
Awful.
Whatever the circumstances were, that's nothing to do with you or nothing to do with I. It's just tragic that young people lose their lives. Hey ho. Right, okay. Well, that was a good opinionated first up. I like
It
opinions.
certainly was.
Opinions. Everybody's got an opinion, haven't they?
Zipped
I believe so.
And isn't it great that opinions differ? We differ in our opinions.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
know? I differ in my opinions from you, Christopher. To
We
be
do.
perfectly honest with you.
quite often.
Quite often. Not always, though.
In fact, most people do.
Not always.
Except for tonight.
Not always. Not always. You know, sometimes the
special
voice
night.
of reason comes out with one that I just can't be stunned by. You know, and there we are. So yeah, it's the great football debate, though, isn't it? You know, what's right in somebody's eyes is different in somebody else's, is wrong in somebody else's, and you know,
Yeah.
and that's why we love the beautiful games.
Absolutely.
Right, okay, so welcome back to the Tilton Talk Show Part 2. What is in the box? There is an item in the box that I've put in there. You've got 45 minutes to get it. You can ask me as many questions as you like, and I will answer yes and or no. Those are the only two words that will utter out of my mouth, as far as I can see. So there it is. What's in the box? Guess away. Guess away. 45 minutes. Server upgrade, Christopher. Tell our people what we've had to do.
Well, we've had to update the server basically because we've just become too popular. I'm afraid. Just too popular. And the old server was held together by bits of string of sellotape and God
Well, there
knows
was
what,
some
so,
there was some gaffer tape. I've seen
gaffer tape, gaffer tape, yeah.
There
Spit.
there may have been spit. It wasn't mine.
Spit. No,
it wasn't
it was
mine.
mine.
There was wire ties involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't mend anything without wire ties and gaffer tape.
No. So
There you go.
so yeah, we've had to upgrade a bit just to accommodate a few more people.
Marvellous. Competition for last week. We actually entered.
Yep.
We didn't enter. Sorry, we asked for a competition last week, and that competition was how many downloads after the show did we have of the Scarf Lady interview? Wonderful interview as it was. I'm sure we've still not got the voucher, have we?
No, I am going to do it.
Oh,
It is on the agenda.
What's in the box? Does it smell? No. Can you eat it? No.
Nope.
Okay, there you go. So the question was how many downloads of that programme were there up until 7 o'clock last week when we both checked the server, Chris, to see how many downloads there were.
Okay.
And the amount of downloads that were there were...
The same as what I said.
Yeah?
I hope it's the same as what I said. What I'm thinking in my brain. It better be.
1,098.
Yes. 98.
There you
Thank
go.
God that's it.
1,098,
Yeah.
and congratulations go to...
Well, we've got somebody who's only 4 off.
Oh, that's incredible.
Or it might be 6. But they're the closest anyway. And that person is... I wish I had I'm going to get a drum roll sorted. That person is... Tina Hobro.
Tina Hobro, Mrs. TH. There you
I
go.
know.
So there you go. You've won yourself a hat, a Keep Right On watch, which I am sporting this evening,
Yes.
even though it needs another hole in it and it's halfway around my arm. And a
Keep
scarf.
right on... No, keep right on
scarf.
shirt.
Oh, a shirt.
Keep right
beg
on
your pardon.
shirts.
A shirt, a hat,
Yeah.
and a watch.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff.
Fantastic.
Absolutely marvellous. Have we got any prizes to give away next week?
Not next week, but the week after, apparently.
Brilliant. Okay.
All
What's in the
courtesy
box?
of Keep Right On.
Can you wear it? The answer is no. Could it beat the Villa? Anything could, so. Make me choke, why don't you? There we are. Oh, golly. Well done, Mrs. Hobro. Mrs.
There you
Hobro.
go.
Anyway.
SRBRadio.com.
Saw something on Facebook the other day that moved me a little, Christopher, shall I say? It moved me. You know, it takes very little to move me because I'm quite a movable individual. And it was a photograph of two guys in a football stadium. One was a Liverpool supporter and the other one was an Everton supporter. And this gentleman's name was Rasiko Jankowski, and he wrote this. So this is a picture of me on the left and Darren, a homeless guy from Liverpool. Every day on my way to work I see Darren. He says hello. We have a chat, and I get up, get him a cup of coffee, and he's a massive Everton fan, and I'm a massive Liverpool fan. But we always have good banter about the football. Nice. Darren used to have a job and a girlfriend, but he lost all that after his girlfriend died, and he went into depression. Now he lives on the streets in Liverpool. So I decided that instead of spending my money on stupid things at Christmas, like cards and expensive food, I'd use the money to get Darren and I tickets to an Everton game. And when I told him, he burst out crying and he gave me the best hug ever. We had a great time at the match and he was so grateful. He even offered to buy me the coffee this time round. Anyway, the reason I'm posting this today is that Darren is no longer on the streets. He has a council flat and he's working part-time. Last week he had me round for dinner. I am so proud of him. I posted this story to show you that a little bit of kindness can go so far and help get someone on the right track again. I used to drink coffee with Darren on the streets. And then I did it at Goodison Park, and now we drink in his flat. What a wonderful story of love and compassion.
Yeah.
You know, from
Fantastic.
two people from opposite sides of a city who are very divided over their football, just like we are in this one. And, you know, hold out the hand and somebody accepts, and hey-ho, you turn somebody's life around. Lovely, wonderful.
Brilliant.
I'm a soppy git.
We're going to be talking to Capo in a bit.
Myself
This is Rob, by the way.
this
We're going to be talking to Capo in a bit, by the way, okay?
Yes, Capo's going to
right.
Skype in. Chris Mitchell's had an invitation to Skype in, but we've heard nothing.
Yeah, no,
so,
I'm not getting anything from
Right,
Chris. I'll have another check, but I don't think...
Good luck to Obafemi Martins with his new contract for this Chinese club. So he seems to have done very well from himself. So yeah, nice
Very
to see.
well for the Chinese club contracts, by the way they're spending
dear.
money.
Brilliant. Blue Hobber says a present for a husband. Perhaps not. Perhaps not. I think she should keep them all for herself. To be perfectly honest with you. Super Six. What happened this week, Chris?
Oh, it's dreadful.
What happened this
Again?
week, Chris?
2 fours on the trot for
And
me.
four for me. I got the minute right, and I was really full of expectation that, you know, I would have been £250,000 richer donating to our wonderful charity on Monday evening. But it kind of all fell to bits. But, you know, how did I describe it? On a season-long what, did I say?
Idiot.
No, we know that anyway. We know that
Wasn't
anyway.
far out,
Don't forget what's in the box. Not very many questions coming through tonight, Chris. And Chris, you're very allowed to, you know, answer because you haven't got a clue what I've put in there. You're very allowed to ask. So, any news from the ladies' camp this week then?
Yeah, a couple more contract signings. Aoife Mannion, who was my player of the season last season, a centre back, she's signed a new contract, as well as Coral Haynes. So there's a number of young players signing on for the next few seasons, which is really positive to see. So we're not too far away from the season starting now. So a lot of positivity, hopefully, with the new contract signings, and hopefully we can keep surprising a few people for when the season starts.
Marvellous. Season tickets?
Yeah, they're not doing too badly. A lot of the players have been tweeting and putting on Facebook links to the season ticket renewals. £40 for the season ticket,
£3 again.
Yeah, which is £5 again.
£5 again.
Yeah, which is for 8 league games. But there's also other benefits as well. Invitation to training sessions and discount on end of season player awards and different benefits like that as well. So they're definitely it's a good incentive to get the season tickets in early, and I think they've extended it to the 1st of March now. It'll be £40 up to the 1st of March, so which is only about 3 weeks before
Kick off, yeah.
Before the season starts. So
Dandy stuff. Okay. So not long till season now, anyway, is it?
no,
It's flying
towards the
past.
end of March. Yeah. So
halfway through February already.
month and a half away to the end of the season, to the start of the season. So
What's in the box? Is it football related? The answer is absolutely no. And is it a photograph? The answer is no. And is it a picture of the scoreline at B6 yesterday? No. There you go, 3 no's in a row. Any questions from the
To see
team?
if Capo's on. Capo, are you there?
I am indeed. Hello.
There you go.
Mr. Capo, how are you, young man?
Oh, not too bad. How are you?
Super duper kid, nice one. Happy birthday for last week. It's a shame you didn't tell us. We'd have wished you a very happy birthday on the show, to be honest with you. But a very belated happy birthday to our very own Channel K's Capo. Happy birthday, mate.
How old are you these days, Capo?
I think you got something mixed up there.
Boy. Oh no, it wasn't his birthday. It was his dad's.
Oh, his dad's, was it?
It was my dad's birthday last week.
Oh, right.
Happy birthday to your dad.
Happy birthday to your dad then.
It was also my mum's birthday last
Happy
week.
birthday, Mum, as well. Mama Capo.
Stephanie.
Mama Capo.
Lovely Stephanie.
When's your birthday, Capo?
20th of June.
20th of June. Well, happy birthday for the 20th of June, in case we forget to say it then as well. So you'll be how old this year then?
16.
16, 1 and 6. 16, there we go. Wow, alrighty.
What have you got for us then, Capo?
Well, no, I thought I'd just come on and have a bit of a catch-up, let you know what's happening.
Okay.
Regarding, you were just talking about Blues Ladies.
Yeah.
I should have some information about something that I got approached to do this couple of weeks ago. Tim Andrews messaged me and said he wants me to do something. I can't quite say what it is yet, but it's going to be really exciting, and hopefully the start of something big for Channel K involving the Blues Ladies. So I'm looking forward to that.
Marvellous.
And I should be able to announce that next week.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, we look forward to that with trepidation, my dear boy. Give me a question for what's in the box, Capo, right now. AR, off the pot.
Go on.
Is it heavy?
Is it heavy? Not really. That's not heavy, is it, Chris?
No.
No,
Is
it's
it
not
a
heavy.
particular shape?
It is, of course it's a particular shape.
Is it a square, round, triangle?
Well, I'll answer yes or no.
Is it a square?
No? Okay, what else you been on then, buddy?
Well, we've also got the music campaign on Channel K. There's a lot of Channel K news. Yeah, the music campaign on Channel K is going really well. I'm able to give some information. I'm coming into the studio tomorrow, and I've got some information about some new albums from the unsigned artists that we've got. Exciting times next month, and hopefully a few interviews as well with some big non-famous names, if that makes any sense.
No.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to them, and I'm glad that the increase in support keeps rising. I mean, we've had to do not only the one Midlands football roundup this each week, we're now doing two. One on a Tuesday where we react to all the weekend scores and the headlines, and on a Thursday we look forward to the week coming up and any headlines that we've missed on the Tuesday. And last week we had a big debate with regards to ticket prices and atmospheres, and we actually got the organisers of the Liverpool protest come onto the show and
I heard that. Yeah, good show that was. Good show.
And they basically told us what went on and where it came from. That kind of stuff, it really shocked me. They had 10 people in a pub on that Thursday night and then publicised it enough to get it ready for the Saturday, which amazed me.
That's pretty good,
Because
Gary. Yeah.
some of the protests that you've seen down the Blues have took 3-4 weeks to set up, and it just
still
goes to
waiting
show.
most of them.
I'm still waiting to see the sausages on the pit.
Did anybody ever actually throw a sausage on them?
Not that I'm aware of. No, they did a lot of tennis balls at. Was it Dortmund?
Oh, I saw the tennis ball one.
yeah.
Borussia Dortmund won. They went away and threw tennis balls, didn't they?
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
After paying their ticket to get in.
Right,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not being
exactly
funny,
what
right? I thought that was going to be the rant of the week this week for the tennis ball protest. I really, really did. And I thought he was going to be really on one, isn't he? They're paying next to nothing and still chucking tennis balls on the pitch for going to football. What's in the box? Is it a book? An answer is no. Is it something to do with the Valentine's Day Massacre? If that was anything to do with yesterday, then certainly no. It's nothing to do with the Valentine's Day Massacre. There we go. Keep them coming.
16 candles for Capo.
Yeah, no, can't believe it's going to be 16.
16.
2 more years to be getting the beer in, won't he, down the Blues? Yeah.
He's probably getting in now.
Wait. Behave, lad. Behave.
Beer, one.
Behave, lad.
Now, just stay online, Capo, and just butt in when you want to.
I will do, yeah.
Right, yeah, so we were kind of... is it edible? No, absolutely
Is it
not.
work related?
It's work-related. It can be. It can be work-related.
Your work related. You can't do that. That's not very good radio.
no,
Is it
I
yes
know,
or
yes,
no?
shrugging my
Sorry,
shoulders
no,
isn't very
that
good
means
radio. No. I do lots of things in my life. So there you
Yes.
Music related.
So yes.
Nothing to do with music.
Is it a CD?
It is not a CD. Can you turn it on? No.
Is it a paintbrush?
It is not a paintbrush. No. Golly.
It's going to be something to do with work because you just went out into your car.
I might have stole it from somebody else's car, to be honest with you.
Can you turn it on?
Nope. No, it's rather
not
static
edible.
and bland. No.
Half an hour we
No.
got. Come on.
30 minutes. Big debate on this Block 39 thing then, Capo. Obviously
Yeah.
it's gonna rumble on. I can't understand why it's getting a little bit emotive though. It should take the emotion out of it, I think, and just like go to the club with a constructive argument and a case to put forward. Put the case forward and accept whatever that answer is when it comes back. I just can't see all the emotion. I don't get it, to be honest with you.
My point is, I mean, when it first came out with all the petition, I thought, what's that going to do with it? That's not going to help the club in any way, shape or form, making a petition. I mean, you've seen it many times before. We tried to do a petition with getting BIHL out of the club. We tried to do a petition for something else. I can't remember what it was. Mustn't have been that important.
Free pies, I
now we're
think it
trying
was.
to do them with this. And I just don't see the point in petitions. But then I thought about it, and I thought, actually, some of the points that we're coming out with, if fans want to make an atmosphere, they should be able to choose where they're going to sit to do that. And if fans want to sit in Block 39 and stand in Block 39 and make some noise, then I feel like they should have that opportunity. I went... No, they've got a right to...
They haven't?
If they're paying money week in, week out, surely if the club shouldn't mind if fans want to book their tickets for Block 1 of the Tilton corner or Block 39 of the Cup corner. What difference does it make? It's
the
a
club
seating
might not-
ground.
the
and
club
it's money
might
in
not
the
mind.
pockets of Birmingham City Football Club, which is going to help the club's profit. So it shouldn't matter, in my opinion. If they want to make an atmosphere there, then let them do it.
Okay, Chris Pugh.
The club might not mind people buying it in Block 39, but the police mind and stewarding mind. So even if it was the club's, even if the club thought it was a good idea, some people at the club thought it was a good idea. Just it's not as easy as saying, yeah, that's a good idea, let's do it. There's so many things to get past and people to get through to have something like that in place. And
Catering? We never thought of catering.
well,
I mean, you've got to look at it this way as well. Sometimes I went there against Bournemouth about 10 minutes before the end of the game because my dad and my brother and his mate, in fact it was Sean and Patrick who did the Midland show, they were sitting in the cup corner for the Bournemouth game, and I had to walk round. I was with two of my other friends, and there's a gate between the cup and the cup corner with one steward on it, and he wouldn't let me past at first, and I had to say, look, my dad's there and I've got to meet up with him to walk home, otherwise I can't get home, can I? So they did let us through eventually, but I looked up and I saw the likes of Reese and those from the Forza group doing what they did in Forza. Nothing's changed, and if you're going to open that block up, people are getting over exaggerated. I don't think they'll sell that block out if you're allowed to buy tickets, because not one block sells out each game due to general sale tickets, so it's not going to make it a sellout block. You're going to probably add about 30-40 more people in there, but if that creates more of an atmosphere, then I'm all for it.
I'll take you back to my analogy where I went shopping this morning in Tesco's. As Chris rightly pointed out, there are other good supermarkets available. I go there quite regularly and I spend money there quite regularly, but I'm never allowed in their restricted areas.
So why are some people allowed in Block 39 then?
I think
I don't think they'd stop anybody going in Block 39. They wouldn't stop. They're not going to allow a large congregation of people who want to sing and drink and shout into that section. They're not.
It's been the family section over there as well, hasn't it? Like
It used to be family, family area.
But they're not going to get that through the police, and they're not going to get that through that authorities. It's just not. I don't see it as a viable place to have that sort of.
So there's this meeting this afternoon, and we had if we could look into the crystal ball, what do we think's going to come out of this meeting? What do we think that the club and the stewards and
I'll start then.
safety people are going to say tomorrow?
I'll start. The safety officer will say, "Sorry, I don't want it."
Not there.
I don't want it. The club will say, "Sorry, we can't afford to have it policed." All right.
Well,
so hang on, Capo. Hang on. You come to you in a minute. What I'm saying is the safety officer will say no. Yeah. Right. That's my opinion, and it's only an opinion. Right. The police will say, no, well, yes, if you want, but it's going to cost you a lot more. but the club will turn around and say, no, we can't afford to, expend that just for the sake of supporters wanting to sit there or demanding to sit in a, whether it's a restricted area or not. The club, and I'm sure, the stewards and the police don't want it. That's my opinion. Chris Pugh, what's yours?
Yeah, I think the same. I don't think they will get it past them. Kappa, your point that you don't think it'll be a sellout, even if it was allowed there, it'd be about 30 odd people more. Do you really see that as making more of an atmosphere?
30 or 40 more people in a 16,000 crowd that we're getting, it probably will sound a lot louder and create more of an atmosphere.
Yeah.
I can't see it, mate. I really can't.
Good point on here from ELO. The police will not allow it to happen. It's too much of a risk for them. Imagine if fighting broke out with 20,000 in the ground that holds 30,000 and questions are asked straight away. Why have the police and club allowed them to sit there, and especially when other seats are available? And I think he's hit the nail bang smack hard on.
I mean, you look at some.
What confuses me is the fact that they've made the ground and they've made that section for Blues fans, not for away fans. They've made that corner a Blues fans area, just like they have the main stand, just like they have the Tilton, just like they have for the other side of the Gilmerick. I don't see the problem with putting them there. If it's a Blues end, then Blues fans should be able to sit there.
They can sit there.
Blues
fans can sit there, but they're not going to allow what is being called an atmosphere group, which, it's nice. It's nice to think.
Selling tickets for that corner. They sell tickets.
They do sell tickets. Yeah. There are people up there. Yeah,
I think they're season ticket holders, to be honest with you, Chris.
Right,
I don't think they do sell tickets.
I thought you couldn't buy tickets.
From what I've heard through the group chat,
I see different people through there a lot of the time, but I might be wrong.
Yeah.
You can't buy general sale tickets on the day or beforehand. It has to be season tickets only.
Okay.
So it looks like what Blues have done is restricted that area to season ticket holders only. It's their club, it's their ground, it's their seats. I'm sure they can do as they wish for them.
Which is what other clubs do.
Yeah. What's in the box? Do you use it? Yes. 100% right, ELO. And a lovely message here from Tracy Blue. Hi guys, thank you for dropping off Carol's Prezi. I'm seeing her tomorrow and hopefully taking her to pick a coat from the store. Fabrini and our Thomas are in there tomorrow too, but that's got nothing to do with it. Al. Tracy, you lying little tinker. Oh dear. And ELO says it's the issue of confrontation between the fans. I'd say it was an issue of potential confrontation.
You look at some of the fans that are in the league as well. Cardiff are in the league, and there's Leeds. There's been so much previous between us and those sorts of clubs. Wolves as well.
So if it's a case of confrontation, then why 3 years ago did Forza Blues set up an atmosphere group and were able from the club gave them a section in the Gilmerick, which is personally an easier way to get at the away fans, because you've got just a piece of material separating them.
That piece of material is very, 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 very difficult to get either over or under, believe me.
So's a 15 feet wall.
What else I'd say is it's easier to steward one whole stand than it is the one corner of one stand and the corner of the other, because then you're incorporating two sides of the ground then, whereas if you just if you've got them into one,
that's another thing as well. There's always a few guys down the bottom of that block 39.
There is,
like to kick off as well.
Well, George Blue's just written, I see people holding their arms out saying, come on then. And against Sheffield Wednesday, it looked like it was going to kick off. The safety officer will have seen that. They have all this on CCTV. They review it afterwards. They'll debrief and they'll brief, and, they're not idiots, these people, and they're going to make decisions based on what they know, right? The knowledge that they've got, the crowds that we've got, the cost that it's going to cost, and I just see it as an absolute no-go. I really do.
So I don't think they'll say yes either, but the least they could do is say what they said 3-4 years ago. If anyone wants to create an atmosphere, go in the Gilmerick. At least put them somewhere.
Oh, there you go. I mean,
well, make it in the lower Tilton.
Why not?
The lower Tilton. There's always seats there.
Yeah.
If they let them have the lower Tilton,
Block 10, I think, isn't it?
I've got to be honest. I mean, the guys those few guys that try to make that noise in Block 39, you know, great, good luck to them, but you can't hear them.
No. You can when you're there, but...
You can when you're right up there, I know, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're sitting in the Tilton, in the main
Wish
stand...
can I register a complaint?
Go on then.
Oh, no, my watch is slow.
Refund.
Seriously?
Really?
It says 20... It's the second time I've corrected it today.
Yeah, right, okay.
It says... Oh, is it wind-up watch? No, it's not. It's a battery watch,
It's
isn't
not
it?
you on, no.
It says 21 minutes past
Oh,
7, correct? It's 21 minutes past 7.
Not correct.
That's not correct. I know
Not
that's
correct.
not correct.
Well, actually, there's a new one here for Mr. for our sponsor. You won't know. He's not listening.
I'm going to recorrect it anyway and then see what happens overnight. Failing that, I'll have to get a spare sent out. Yeah. So.
And I think that's part of the club's worry as well, is that...
I would say it's the user. Cheers, yellow. Nice.
He's always been behind time.
You know, if you're not going to hear it from the Tilton, then the only people that are going to hear it are the away fans,
Yeah.
and there's your antagonistic approach again.
Yeah, fantastic. A comment there from Blue Hobber, you know, with the Holmesdale people at Crystal Palace. They're nowhere near the way fans.
No.
No, they're not. They're the opposite ends of the ground.
The noise they make is incredible.
And Crystal Palace is always full,
Yeah.
which is another point,
Yeah.
which means that they can get the atmosphere going.
George Blue agrees with Capo. They should help them out with another part of the ground. Well, go to another part of
Yeah.
the ground. I'm sure there's nobody stopping you going to
absolutely.
another part of the
There's
ground.
enough to choose from at the moment.
But you know, there's the corner of the cot. Tilton,
Yeah.
that's always got, like you say, the back of the bottom of the
Yeah.
Tilton. That's always, it wouldn't be conducive, I think, to go up the corner by the main stand. And then there's a GM, so you've got lots of options there. But I think and I'm not going to be disrespectful to the group or to anybody in it, right?
Is it certain people being obstinate, do you think?
I just think somebody's got the bit between their teeth a little bit. And are trying to take the club on to maybe score some brownies. I don't know, maybe, right? And I'm afraid I'm absolutely going to stick with a decision that the club will probably make tomorrow, because it will be on the grounds of safety. And I know everybody quotes this, "Oh, it's health and safety." Well, it actually is a
They don't
safety
actually
issue.
speak like
It is a
that.
safety issue. Well, they do though, Chris. They do.
Some of them do. It might grow, though.
It might, and of course, as the crowds come back, it will, and it won't.
Yep.
They won't need an atmosphere group when there's
No,
30,000
exactly.
there, because it generates.
You know what
its
it's
own-
like when there's 30,000 there. You don't need an atmosphere
I can
group.
tell you now,
it's
Chris. Right,
it's
I've
loud.
been DJing now 38 years, and if I do a party, right, in a room that holds, say, 270 people, and there are 270 people, that automatically creates its own atmosphere. If I do a party in that room that holds 270 people and there's 50 people in there, you've got no chance. Zero. No chance of actually getting those people involved and getting them going. And it's exactly the same scenario. What's in the box? Is it Ivy's jacket? The answer to that is no. Is it my Wi-Fi my Wi-Fi broke? What's in the is it in the box?
What's in the box? My Wi-Fi.
Oh right, okay. Sorry, Harry. I was awfully sorry about your Wi-Fi. I hope it's feeling better. What was in the box? It's still
found
what
out
is
yet.
in the box. We don't
No
know.
one's got it, come on.
Haven't got it. We found out that it doesn't smell. You can't eat it, and it is work related.
Work-related.
But
Isn't
then
Is it
I
your driving licence?
no, but then I
Have
do.
we said, is it football related?
It
not
is not
football
football related. There you go. But then I do many jobs. So many things.
Is it anything to do with
DJing.
DJing, absolutely not. It nearly kicked off in the Wiseman suite when Sheffield Wednesday fans and staff were allowed to sit amongst us, jumping up when they scored, etc. If that's not taking a risk, then why not open up block 39? Normally the Wiseman seat is kind of reserved for guests, isn't it? You know, it's not like any old dog Joe would normally go in there. And normally the people that are kind of sitting in those areas aren't the kind of people that are going to be antagonistic.
It's the same on the other side.
But I think
the
perhaps
cops
that's
the same. They got that area there.
But that's is it a spanner? No. But that's also a valid question that you could put back to the club and ask for an answer. Is, you know, why were these people allowed in there on that day? Because, you know, if you're going to create an area of kind of sterility almost. Yeah,
I think it's risk assessment, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
yes.
risk assessment.
Yes,
If you allow a large number of Blues fans up in block 39 to try and create an atmosphere in inverted brackets, the risk is, I think, it far outweighs the reward. and that's why I don't think that they're going to allow it there.
Okay. So we're all under the assumption that it would be a great idea.
Yeah,
but we
have an atmosphere
but
group.
we don't
Try and start one up. Yeah,
But we don't.
Just back up very shortly. When there's a room with 270 and there's 270, the atmosphere is self-generated,
Yeah.
and it makes my life and my job much, much, much more simple. When there's 50 in a room that holds 270, you have to really, really, really work at it.
I think there was a
And
comment
it's
on the
very,
shout
very
box.
difficult to get it going.
I think there was a comment on the shout box a while ago. Palace atmosphere group probably started with a handful of fans. I went there in the early 2000s. There was no atmosphere fan group there. There was no atmosphere there, and there was about 8,000 people there.
Yeah.
Like you say, when it's a full house, you can do anything with it.
George Blue, what's in
the
the box?
Homestyle Crystal Palace group was set up by a bunch of, I think it was 8 fans.
That's right.
And then after 8 weeks or so, it got to about 800, then just kept growing.
But when was that? When did they start that, Capo?
I think it was 2000 and...
Mid 2000s, wasn't it? 2006,
I think 2006, 2007, I think.
Which was probably the first season they were in the Premier League.
Probably,
Full ground
before,
every
yeah.
week, self-generated.
It was the same with the Green Brigade in Celtic. That was
Yeah.
they had a group before the Green Brigade, situated in their stand behind the goal, the other end. But then I think something happened with theirs, and 2 members of that group went to section 111, which is in the corner, and started singing there. And then they ended up getting that block. And then this month they've been announced that they're having the next 2 blocks either side of that to grow, which is going to be a safe standing area next season.
I'll chuck a
I mean,
question in.
Celtic
I'll chuck a
got
question in.
40,000,
Right, okay.
50,000 every weekend,
We've
right?
sold out away games for, is it last 4?
Yeah.
Last 4 away games we've sold out, right? 3,000 over went to Derby. Where are those 3,000 when we're at home?
Well,
Scattered around.
some of them might be. I used to go home and away every week for about 3 years, four years ago. There are a large proportion of fans who go away that don't go to home matches. They don't. They go away. They're away supporters, and it is as simple as that.
What's in the box? Is it a badge? The answer to that is no. What's in the box? Is it a tool? The answer to that is yes. I prefer the Palace Crystals Yum Yum. And what's in the box? Can you drink it? Obviously not. No. So there you
A
go.
hammer.
It
Also,
isn't a
getting
hammer,
back to that, I mean, a lot of those that do go away and sing continuously go to Tilton as well.
Yeah, or partly the reason that some of the away fans don't go to home games is because they don't like the fact that their singing annoys people at home games, so they stay away.
And a few have made that statement that they're not going to go back to home games until such time as the regime change comes
absolutely,
in.
yeah.
So there's lots of contributing factors there. Yeah. What's in the box? Can you drink it? That was the last one. No. Yes,
It's a tool.
It's a tool.
It's a tool.
Well, I did read that out, Chris. You obviously weren't
No,
listening.
it's a
What's in the
tool.
box? Is it a
It's a
tool?
tool.
The answer is yes. It is
We
a
don't know
tool.
what tool.
It's
Not a hammer. It's not a
hammer.
spanner.
Is it a
It's not a
screwdriver?
paintbrush.
It is a screwdriver, you horrible
Well
little child.
done.
You went
Capo's
on
got
back
it.
to-
Well
It isn't
done,
a
mister.
screwdriver, no.
It's not a screwdriver.
No.
Oh, it's not a screwdriver.
No, it's a tool.
It's kind of a tool.
Oh, it's not a screwdriver.
It's kind of a tool.
Ah.
It's kind of a tool of the trade, if you know what I mean.
Oh, what a letdown.
I know, yeah.
Is it Gabriella Bangalore?
No, turn block 39 into a Chinese takeaway. Well, I'll have number 6. 6. Word of the week. Word of the week. It's kind of a tool.
It's not.
But it's
So it's not a tool, is it?
No,
No.
It's not a tool.
Is it a ruler?
No, it's kind of it's a tool of the trade, so to speak. Well, it's very difficult to kind of
Spirit
explain.
level?
No, but it's not
Is
a
it
physical
your
tool.
building /
It's
DIY trade?
Yes.
Right.
Something within that, but it is not. It's not.
right,
It's not a
okay.
physical tool like as you would have in a toolbox. But there you go.
Torch?
Is it a chisel? No. Monkey wrench? No.
Is it a
Obviously
put-
not. No.
like-
Sorry.
We're desperate to get this.
What am I looking
Yeah.
for? Like
Would you find
supplies.
it in a toolbox?
Is
Would
it
you need a
supplies more than a tool?
Well, you do have
Products.
to purchase it, and I use it. I use it within.
Paint.
I use it within the remit of what I do occasionally.
Capo
So
said, "Is it in your toolbox?"
it isn't in my toolbox.
It's not
No,
in
it's
your
in the
toolbox.
box. No, it's
in
not
the
something I
box.
would actually carry in my toolbox. No, it's a tool. It's kind of it's a product of the trade more than a tool of the trade. Okay, it's very difficult to explain. Stanley knife, no. Keep off the tools, the actual physical tools.
He's lied about the tools.
Yeah, it's a kind of yeah. I have actually. Yeah. Only because
Is it a nail?
No. But it is a consumable. There you go. It's a consumable. It's a consumable. You got 12 minutes. Wallpaper scraper? No. Pencil? No. More of a consumable. It's something that you use as part of the job.
As in like nails and you throw away.
Did you buy them in Tesco this morning?
Could you buy it in Tesco's? I don't think so, actually, no, but there are other good stores on the high street. You were waiting for that, weren't you?
A wallpaper table.
A wallpaper table? No.
It's a small wallpaper table.
No, it's not wallpaper scraper, it's not wallpaper.
Is it wallpaper?
It's not wallpaper, no.
Oh, come on, people, come on. You can't win.
Yeah, no, I won't win. You'll get it in a minute. Because you're all pretty much close now. No. Great one, that one. Great, that one. Do you know, I only use the best quality raw plugs out on the market. You know?
Yeah, well,
yeah. Anyway, Bolton. We've got to wait a week and a half now before we get another game. There's a Leeds-Middlesbrough game on tonight.
Yes.
Any chance we can have a quick check-up on what the score is on that one, Chris, if you wouldn't
If
mind?
anybody could tell us the score on the
If you
Leeds
can do
game.
it faster than Mr. Pugh, there's the competition that's on now. Right,
luck with
okay. Packet of wallpaper base, Georgie Blue!
Right, well done, Mr. Georgie Blue. Well done.
Packet of wallpaper base, there you go.
it's 0-0.
It's 0-0, okay. That's not too bad then, I don't suppose, is it?
Has he got... That's a second.
Oh, I don't know how many he's got right, to be honest with you. Don't know how many
Blue's on
right.
fire.
He's on fire.
Yeah.
And for that, he wins absolutely
Nothing. It doesn't even get
Well
the
done,
wallpaper
George.
base because I need it tomorrow.
Yeah. Well done, George Blue.
Your turn next week, Mr. Brown.
Yes, I've got one lined up.
You've got one lined up.
Yeah.
Marvellous. Yes, well done, George. Well done. Damn. Thought I got you on that one. It's not a tool. I know it's not a tool, but
No,
it's
no,
Definitely
it's
not
a good
at all.
one.
It's a consumable more than a tool. Yeah, but I got a little bit confused, shall we say. It does happen from time to time, only on a
you get
daily
your age,
basis.
yeah.
54 I am, Christopher. 54. How old are you, mate?
Mm.
Mess's penalty.
Outrageous.
Outrageous? I thought it was quite
Disrespectful.
dinky and clever, you know. Disrespectful?
Disrespectful.
I just
did
thought it was
anybody seriously look at it and think, are you allowed to do that?
Yes.
Yes, haven't they?
Yes.
Haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see it again and see whether Suarez was actually in the box when Messi tapped it, because if he was, then that shouldn't be allowed. So I'd like to know whether Suarez was in the box after as Messi tapped
George
it.
Blue's got the clap.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is that aspect of it, but you can't see it, can you?
No,
But
I haven't
clever.
seen that angle.
Cleverly worked. Very cleverly
It's
worked.
disrespectful.
Do you think?
Wouldn't expect
do you
anything
think-
else from that
can,
club.
Can you answer me this question then? Do you think in a FA Cup replay, extra time and penalty situation that could and would still stand?
Yeah. If the player who scores it is starting outside the box when the player taps it, then it would stand. Yeah.
Now, as soon as that penalty is either hit the back of the goal, obviously that's a goal gone.
Yes.
That's obviously out, or hit the goalkeeper. Is that penalty situation over and done with?
How do you mean?
Do you know what I mean? It's an
yeah.
interesting question, isn't it?
Yeah.
If the keeper saves it, then it's back in normal play.
But it's not, though, is it? Because nobody else would ever run up and... I'm talking about an extra time penalty situation in a cup competition.
Oh, right, pens.
In a penalty shootout?
Penalty
Completely
shootout.
different,
You couldn't do it in a penalty shootout.
No,
Couldn't you?
No.
So you couldn't do the Messi penalty in a penalty shootout?
No. How would you?
I'm asking the question.
Oh, everyone else is on the halfway line. It'd have to be Usain Bolt to run onto that before the keeper got there.
No, what I'm saying is could another player stand outside the box?
No.
Or is it?
No.
Or do the rules specifically state it's a one-on-one?
Everyone has to be on the halfway line.
Oh, right,
Good
okay.
question, though.
Yeah,
Good question.
yeah. It's something that
I
intrigues
can
me.
confirm I've just watched the penalty and Suarez was outside the box.
Suarez was outside the box, so the penalty
Fair
stands.
penalty then, yeah.
So the penalty stands.
Disrespectful, fair penalty. Poor Celta Vigo.
But a good talking point though. You know, it's struck the debate.
If
Again,
you wanted
I watched
Suarez
it
to
and I
get your
thought-
hat trick, let him take the penalty.
Let him take the penalty.
Why
I
are
know
you
what you
being
mean.
disrespectful and messing about like that?
Is that disrespectful though? Is that showing the quality that Barcelona have had?
Within the
Just
laws.
to even think of it.
SKC says within the laws of the game, not disrespectful for me, just clever.
It was clever. Yeah,
I think it was clever.
Yeah,
It was,
I
you
agree,
know.
yeah.
Unnecessarily showing off.
But then, you know, if you did...
Have none of you realised this is coming from the Real Madrid supporter? The last 5 minutes may well have just been my despise of Barcelona.
But just think, if it had gone wrong,
I'd have been in bits. Like Pires and Henry for
I
Arsenal.
didn't even check on the score. What was the final score of the game?
6-1.
So they're
to
already
Barcelona.
winning.
They were winning 5-1.
Oh, do it.
It's disrespectful.
Do it. No, do it. Just
Rubbing their noses in
yeah,
it.
well, that's the way to do it.
No,
Yeah.
no.
All
Have
right.
respect for
Okay,
your opponent.
Here we go. Right.
oh, come on.
This wouldn't surprise me.
Villa.
Exactly the question I'm going to ask, right? Okay.
No.
In front of the Tilton
Yes,
Road, right?
5-1 up
score-
against the Villa.
I mean,
Take the penalty, stick it in the top corner. End of.
Why not?
No,
Why not
no,
dink it and rub it?
absolutely
Oh,
not.
dink it and rub
Oh,
it.
the back
No.
flicked it in.
No, because then you end up like David Dunn, and you're on comedy programs for the next 15 years.
Earning
For
money.
falling over.
Earning money.
You wouldn't be talking about David Dunn if he wasn't doing that, would
Exactly.
you? You wouldn't even remember his name. Posted onto Facebook the other day the goal from 1991. I know you won't remember it physically in
no.
person. The John Gale goal, the overhead kick, which beat Tranmere in the 3-2 1991 Leyland DAF Cup final.
Yeah,
Does
game
anybody
over
else?
to-
Because somebody was posting on this. Was it Rooney did an overhead kick or something in the week, or somebody from Man United, or I don't know.
In the week?
Was it in last week?
Not that I remember.
No. Anyway, but if it was one of them, they'd be talking about it forever, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
It's like the Terrell goal the other week. It's hardly even mentioned.
Yeah.
You know, that for me, and I've seen obviously quite a considerable amount of goals scored at Wembley, either A, on the telly or B, live. But that for me seems to me to be the best ever goal scored at Wembley.
I quite liked Sanchez's in last year's FA Cup final.
Yeah, well, it was a good one, but I don't know. Gailey's was just for me. It was just that special. Perhaps it was, you know, the emotion of the day and the first time I'd ever been to Wembley with the
definitely.
Blues and this, that, and the other. But
I think that's more. Anybody whose own club has scored a goal, they will always.
you know, as a
they
kid,
will
I
always
could
look
never,
at
I could
that
never
goal.
imagine Birmingham City at Wembley. Never, right? And you know, because we were always, well, we were in the, I think the old, what was the old second division then. So you don't expect your team to, you know, be cup final winners ever, do you? You know what I mean? Really, reality. And then when it happened, I think, you know, just got but to win that game, a cup final, with so many Birmingham supporters in inverted commas, because there was 40,000 of them there.
Oh, more.
Best goal at Wembley easily, George Blue.
Definitely.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
What a
What an
goal.
overhead kick! I mean, what a way to win! I know it's a tiny cup. It's a
Yes,
minuscule
yeah.
cup at the bottom end of the football league. But you know, it didn't half give us some hope, didn't it? Lou
No.
Macari was the manager that day, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Lou
Yeah,
Macari.
Lou Macari and the Kumars were at the head of him,
Kumars.
yeah.
We remember them well, don't we, Clifton?
We do, yeah.
No gaffer tape there,
Mark one.
Mark
Your Mark one shirt. I think I've still got it somewhere.
They always show Rooney's against Man City, but never Gale's in the final. That's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. It's Birmingham City, isn't it? You know, it doesn't generate any kind of financial interest as far as advertising and
Cried
sponsorship
like a
goes.
baby, I did.
Oh man, yeah.
Grow up.
I still do.
With my sandwiches. that my
Still,
mum-
do you know? I
my
got
wife
back to the
took-
car
gave
and
me.
they'd ate them all.
Yeah.
Before the game had kicked off, like, I couldn't eat. I was just in bits. I was in such a nervous disposition. Gets back to the car, let's get some food. I'm starved. She's all we ate it before the game. Yeah, lovely day out. Lovely day out.
Fantastic day out.
A much better day out than the Carlisle game, to be honest with you. The Carlisle game was for a shield. I don't like shields,
Yeah.
Christopher. I'm one for cups, you know what I mean? With 2 or 3 handles on. I don't mind the 3-handle cup.
Yeah.
But it's got to have handles on that you lift up. Holding a shield, it's like...
Forever to be known
It's
as the
like-
Tatey goal game, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was great. Again, I cried like a baby.
Yeah.
We haven't discussed B6.
The what, sorry?
We haven't discussed
Crikey.
B6.
Well, we haven't.
3 minutes to go.
B6.
Yeah.
It's all in the postcode, you know. B6.
Yeah.
The Valentine's Day massacre. What a sweet and beautiful day yesterday was. You can keep the roses, you can keep the flowers, you can keep the chocolates for me. But to sit and watch that romantic comedy unveil in front of my eyes yesterday was one of the pleasures of 2016 so far. Your thoughts, comments and opinions are very welcome. Christopher, did you watch the game?
I did watch it, yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In between laughing.
Was your wife watching?
No, I was
No.
watching it on my phone.
On your phone?
Yeah,
Watch it
while
on
I
your
was
phone.
DIYing.
Oh, well, what were you doing?
Well, I'll tell you.
Oh, okay, right. Chris, did you watch it yourself?
I did.
So you had a
watch
full footballing day yesterday,
Yeah.
despite it being Valentine's
all
Day.
3. Well, we were out, and then I recorded all 3 games so that I could watch them afterwards. So I have seen all 3 games, all 90 minutes, haven't I?
I'm guessing you're not married then.
No.
I didn't watch the Leicester game. I didn't watch that.
I
one,
watched
and I didn't
that
watch
game.
the. I didn't watch the other game.
The
but I did
mighty
watch
Spurs.
We went out for a lovely curry last night. Had a very nice Indian meal down at Divine Restaurant in Newtoxted, just round the corner from the Swan,
okay.
actually, where we'll be vacating very soon. Oh, by the way, what's happening with the Tilton tour?
We need ELO to update us on
ELO,
the,
if you could update us very
coach
quickly
situation,
before we leave,
please.
we're leaving in literally a
thanks.
minute's time.
Yeah.
ELO, if we could have as tiniest of update as to what's going on.
Mind
the
you,
Tilton
it's,
tour bus.
you might have gone to bed now. So.
I'll admit now, after the 5th goal went in, that was the first time this season that I thought, my goodness, they could actually be going down.
I love the comments
Huh?
afterwards.
Sorry?
They
Sorry,
could
did,
well-
hang on,
Hang on.
You've recorded that, haven't you, Chris?
Recorded it,
Record
yeah.
what-
I thought I'd leave it. I thought I'd leave it till 1 minute tonight.
Dennis is
Right,
listening.
okay, so have you changed your mind ever so slightly?
Ever so slightly.
Right.
Yeah.
They
Purely
look
on the capitulation of
absolutely,
it.
absolutely
I was gonna say why.
poor.
Just the whole embarrassment, to give up that easily.
When your supporters are walking out
it
on
wasn't
70
just the
minutes.
goals; it was the manner of the goals.
Yeah.
The 5th goal was
Yeah.
completely embarrassing, and then the 6th, the corner, where you've got a centre half just standing 8 yards out unmarked, and it hits his head. It's not like he heads it; it just hits his head and goes into the middle of the goal. That's absolutely astonishing.
EXO.
I know. I don't think I've got it. I'll have another look. And then go on.
Right.
yeah.
So you've changed your mind ever so
Ever
slightly.
so slightly.
Right.
For the first time this season.
What is it, 12 games left?
Yeah, 13, I think. Yeah,
12, 13, you sure?
is it 12? They've played 26 now, have they?
Don't know.
Either way, that was the first time that I thought they could be going down.
ELO says it's all good with the coach. Which coach are we talking about? Are we talking about the boogie bus with the two?
don't know.
Are
I
we
hope
talking
not.
about the dancing boogie bus? Is this
could be.
Is this the multicoloured boogie
It
bus? This is
could
what I
be.
really want to know.
I'm
because
very
surely
scared.
not.
I'm
I'm
very
advertising
scared.
it to all my friends.
Please,
right?
ELO, say no.
Next time the Vile play, watch how many passes are going backwards. It was
Yeah.
like us versus Bournemouth.
It
Do you
was,
know?
it
I mean,
was.
I'm not being funny, like, and I know that was one of the lowest points of our football club. But from that day, we picked it up and turned around. And I'm just hoping that doesn't
Well,
happen on the road.
that's why they've
Just
still got a
hoping.
chance. I mean, I'll maintain that the league's terrible,
I certainly
and that
wanted-
if they win 3 games, then they're back in with a
Like
shout.
George Blue, I certainly wanted Benteke to score. That would have been the icing on the cake.
Yeah,
A bit disappointed in Liverpool in the last 20 minutes. They didn't get a single goal, did they?
they were done, weren't they?
But did you see them the last 5 minutes?
They've done their
pass,
job,
yeah.
yeah.
Pass,
But they've done their
pass,
job.
pass.
And I think they were slightly.
Yeah, there you go.
Good idea, James
Yeah,
B. Block 39
yeah.
will be full next season if we're playing the Villa.
It's
Keep
a-
right
Of
on.
course
probably
it
will
will,
do,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
As long as
yeah.
they play at 12 o'clock, midday on a Sunday.
course
Which they will.
Which
Of course they will.
Yeah,
Of course
which
they will.
20,000. Yeah.
Right, okay, so in percentage terms, Chris, we can only ever talk about 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe in this given 110%.
Yeah.
It's 100%. What's your percentage rate on them staying up?
I would say now it's
Sorry, what was it last week?
last week. Last week, I think you're looking at 50-50,
Right.
just over 50-50 maybe,
Right, 53, 47?
possibly.
Yeah.
And I think after a beating like that, they've really got to show some heart and
Stoke
some
up next
spirit.
one, isn't it, I think?
I'm not sure
I'll
actually.
be buying
possibly.
the chips in Newcastle. If that's the case, mate, I'll be going around. giving
Yeah,
away
I think
3
you're looking
packets of
more
chips that night.
35 now.
35. Well, 35, that's gone down quite considerably. That's not just ever so slightly. That's a 15, 17,
Yeah.
that's an 18% drop.
It was just the manner of it, the manner
Beautiful,
of the
wasn't it?
defeat, the
It was
manner of the
beautiful.
performance. It really
So to
was
have it on
tragic.
prime time Sunday TV
at
as
home,
well.
at home,
Beautiful.
with the fans' reaction.
I don't apologise for any of my comments on Facebook yesterday. They are, of course, meant in banter and humour, but I do enjoy my little rants about them. And my Clippity Clop poem went quite viral yesterday.
Yes.
It went quite viral, let's say. Well, this has been a busy one. Thanks ever so much for everybody for joining in. Mr. Pugh, thanks ever so much, my dear friend.
Pleasure.
I do look forward to the rant next week. I tell you what we're going to do, Chris, secretly, without colluding next week, we're going to write down on a piece of paper what we think Chris Pugh's rant's going to be. We'll put them down, and when he's ranted, we'll open them up and say what we think that he's going to rant about. So we look forward to the Chris Pugh rant. So we're going into overtime. Mr. Brown, thanks ever so much for your hospitality.
No problem. Well done to Tina Hobro as well.
Absolutely brilliant, yeah. I'm looking forward to the hot coffee machine in next week.
Yes.
Yes, I
It'll
was
be
looking
here.
around for it earlier.
It'll be here.
Listen, guys, no game for us this week then, so we've got now a little bit of time on our hands where the gaffer can remould, reshape and take stock of things, because in my opinion, a 0-0 against Bournemouth, 10 men and then 9 men right at the end, I know, but wasn't quite good enough. However, like Chris said, we're a point better off. Keep the faith, keep right on to the end of the road. Look forward to talking to you all next Monday night, where I'm sure Block 39 will be perfectly resolved and the affiliate group will have disbanded. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Night.
So let me take you there, and you and I'll be dancing in the cool night air. Well, we're at the dancing party, and you're out there having fun, and your girl is there beside you, and you feel like number one. So get your body moving, 'cause tonight has just begun. Oh, let it go, whoa, let it show. What an atmosphere. I love a party with a happy atmosphere. So let me take you there, and you and I'll be dancing in the cool night air. Oh, 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 what an atmosphere. I love a party with a happy atmosphere. Music everywhere, and soon we'll be dancing in the cool